stumbled on his audiobook, and it was called No Excuses, and that was a really good, interesting read on YouTube. So
No
if you're,
excuses. What is
yeah,
that?
it's like it's really just preparing yourself to really make no excuses for achieving what you want in life. And he kind of like digs deep into why we make excuses and breaks those barriers down, like kind of getting to the root of the issue. And it's just so interesting because like at first you're going, wow, he cusses a lot in this book. And
Oh, does he?
and then you realize, oh, it's very modern. So I don't know.
He's trying to appeal to the cool crowd.
Or maybe it
Oh,
was
yes.
the reader who did
There's
it.
no
but-
excuses. You can
And
swear.
my review said, "This is a good fucking book."
but those are I've been listening to a lot of those audiobooks like while I'm cleaning or doing art and
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and they've been really insightful. I enjoy it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hypothetical Comedy.
Woo.
My name is Funky Sam Medina.
And I'm Athena Rodriguez.
And we are here with Bay Area comedian Mel Michele. Hi, Mel. How are you?
Hey, it's good to be here.
Hell yeah. Thanks for being with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's Saturday,
It's a beautiful
Hell
Saturday.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh
It
goodness.
is
God.
nice out.
Yeah, it's a little warm, but that's all right. I'll take it. Because we had a heat wave not too long ago and that was terrible.
Yeah, I just went outside with my dog and walked her on the grass barefoot. So I'm glad I did not step in any dog poop.
Oh my gosh.
That's the worst, especially when your shoes have grooves in them.
No, she was barefoot.
I was
Oh
barefoot.
no!
I've done that before. It's not a pretty sight.
no!
I stepped on dog poop barefoot inside a house.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that must have been awful.
It was pretty
Was the
awful.
lights off or something?
Yeah, well, I had just woken up and it was right, by where I was asleep. So that's fun. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about you, Mel.
Okay.
So tell us about, like, you grew up in New York, right?
Yes. Upstate New York.
What's
And the
it like
Finger
growing up in
Lakes
New York? Because
area.
I've never been to New York.
Oh, yes. So I grew up in the Finger Lakes area. Everybody laughs about Finger Lakes. It's about
Why would they laugh about that?
it's about an hour from Rochester and from about 45 minutes from Syracuse. It's about 2 hours from Buffalo. So it's pretty my hometown has 14,000 people. So sometimes when people
Wow.
think I'm from New York, they're like, oh wow, New York City. And
The
I'm
big
like,
city,
no.
yeah, the Big Apple. You're from the small apple.
Exactly, yeah. And they have it's a nice town. It was a small town. It's when I go back there, I like to, it's quiet,
Everybody knew everybody's business.
Yes. Yes. My sister's a nurse in the hospital there. My mom was a nurse. And so just seeing, my mother goes to the nail salon and she knows everybody in the nail salon. And, you go to Wegmans, which is a grocery store, well-known grocery store, you see everybody
Yeah. I hate that. Whenever I go to the store, I'm just like, I hope I don't see anybody I know. Every time. Every
like
time I go anywhere, I'm like, I hope I don't see anybody I know. And then if anybody hears this and sees me in public, I'm just kidding.
Oh wow.
There's that Sam Medina.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He was having a fun time being a mean person right now.
Are you a twin? You're a twin, right?
I am a twin. I'm an identical.
Are you
twin.
identical?
Yes.
Because I feel like when I see pictures of you guys, I can tell which one is you.
I'm prettier, right?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. What's it like growing up as a twin? That's crazy.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of times people who know one of us before the other twin, they same thing. You guys don't really look alike, because you know me, but we're identical. Her hair is a little shorter than mine. It's straight. It was great. I don't know any other way than being a twin.
Yeah.
And my mom, back then twins didn't live very long. I was premature.
Wow.
And I was so tiny that I had to wear baby clothes. Baby clothes. I'm sorry, doll clothes.
Doll clothes. Wow. How premature were you?
You know what? I think were we 4 or 6 weeks early, I think.
Wow.
And back then, I'm 50. So 50 years ago, they didn't have preemie clothes. So
Yeah.
so we so I'm a miracle. I'm a miracle that
Hell yeah,
You are
glorified
absolutely.
miracle right now. I'm alive.
And there's a part of you in space, but we won't talk about that.
Oh my.
So I would imagine you guys look probably identical, like super identical as like kids and teenagers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever like switch or trick people or boyfriends or school or
Oh
work?
my goodness.
Yes, we sound alike, and so like we would on April Fool's Day, we would switch, in elementary school and stuff. And yeah, and my mom did this thing where before we were 5 years old, she would dress us alike, but after 5, we have to choose.
Of course,
It's
right?
like
That's what you do with twins, though, right?
Yep.
You have to. It's the rules.
In some baby pictures, I don't know which one's me. We look so alike as babies.
Wow.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's kind of like an identity crisis. I'm like, which one is this?
You're like, do you have baby pictures? You're like, I think so.
But boyfriends, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, then like some boys, we were growing up. They're like, oh, double trouble, huh?
Oh.
That stuff. And we're like, no.
More like double the rejection.
Oh, dang.
Yes. Yeah, we were. And then my mom belonged to a mother of twins club, and there were a lot of twins in my hometown.
Wow.
In
And
your
I have a
little
younger
town, there was a lot of twins. That's crazy.
Yeah, in Geneva, New York, we had so she had, it was nice because she was with other moms and families. They had twins, and my dad, we would have these like Christmas parties, and we have these, I don't know, they would have like
That's so wild.
No, I have something to tell you. It wasn't a twin parents club. It was a twins coping meeting. It was
no.
Wow.
Can you imagine? I know, and that's the thing. It's like they didn't have twins, we're
support
we're
group.
alive.
It was a twin support group.
Support group,
Twin
yes.
parent support group.
Yes, my mom, I think even like the strollers and the having enough clothes or the the beds, they would have them, if people wanted one, they would, I don't know, they would have some, they would hand me downs and stuff. And so I have a younger sister, she's 6 years younger, so we would call her the singlet. Yep.
Wow, that's
Yep.
incredible.
Or the singleton. So she was like, I was always in your shadow. But then that bitch, she had 2 of everything, like 2 shirts that were identical.
Oh, wow.
She had her own set of bunk beds.
Yeah.
Exactly. 2
That's
cribs, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, she says we that's the reason why she has a shopping addiction. I'm like, whatever.
Because she had so many hand-me-downs.
She did. And it's funny because she puts like she has some pictures. We were going through pictures, and there's a picture of her, like us wearing this like really colorful flower dress. And then there's a picture of her wearing it as a younger kid. Aww. So it's kind of like, look, there I am, there they are.
That's cute. Did you guys did your parents ever mix you guys up, or like was there a way to tell like one of you guys had like a facial mole or something that kind of told you apart, or does it just they just kind of got confused too?
Well, we were like they had like when we were infants, they had little name tags.
Oh, that's cute.
Baby A and baby B. So I was baby B, and
Aww.
I'm trying to think. My dad. Sometimes my mom would look at pictures as babies. We were just like copies of each other. As we got, we get a little older. Even like 2-year-olds, I think it's kind of hard to see, because we were which one's which. And my mom would be like, no, I think that's Melanie, and her name is Melody.
Oh, so dang.
That's confusing too. On top of that,
yes,
Melody and Melanie.
Yes. So we would always get M&M twins, or people would sing.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. Melanie and Melody. They would sing.
That's cute.
So my mom would always get confused. My mom would look at pictures. My dad's like, no, I think that's Melanie. No, I think it's Melody. And
Wow.
then like our we sound the same. So like, I'll call my mom and dad like, hey, it's Melody. I'm like, no, it's Melanie.
Oh,
Every once in a
wow.
while, my dad will slip and forget.
Yeah, like I mean, because it's just you hear the voice and it's just a feeling, and yeah, that's pretty crazy.
See, we have the same thing like that in our family, but it's more the the relatives sound like each other. We don't look like each other so much, but sometimes our voice will sound the same. Like I sound like my mom,
Uh-huh.
and my mom and her sister, my aunt, they sound like each other.
Oh,
It's
do they?
very
Okay.
strange. It's very strange.
Wow. So you could pretend you're somebody else. You could pretend like your mom.
Yeah, they would always like if she had phone calls, they would think that I was her on the phone. I'm like, no, no, it's her 15-year-old child. My oldest.
And so,
Yeah, we would. Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
We would like, at the time, when we first started like, wanting to call boys. I was very, very shy as a kid. And I would want my sister to ask on back then they had
Oh,
landlines.
wow.
Can you call,
As
Steve and
as
ask for
you.
him on the phone? Yeah, it's me. Say, call and
Oh,
ask for Steve. And his
man.
mother would answer. Can you call? Fine, I'll call.
What
She
a
fixed
dope
it too.
hack right there. That's
Wow,
dope.
that is really
The
crazy,
more confident you, like in the
right?
picture.
It's like that
Exactly. So
movie,
she would
like that
call.
movie Roxanne.
And also, like, if you didn't want to see them anymore, she would be right there going, yeah, I don't want to see you
Oh yeah, she
anymore.
could break up for you too.
See, I should utilize that. I should have utilized it.
Yeah, it's not too late. You still can. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Can Barry tell the difference between you two?
Oh, does
Because
Barry
you can
freak
have
out?
her be a stand-in, and then Barry could be distracted.
Oh, have her come to
Oh,
your house. Like
yes.
you want to, if you want to date or something, have her come to your house.
Oh, yes.
Barry.
But what's interesting is that she never charged, my dog's kind of like a cock block, kind of like people block.
That's a good way to describe it, I guess.
She's never charged my sister. She's always been okay with Melody and my mom and dad, but Melody especially. She's never been trying to bite my sister, you know. And then my niece and nephews, Melody's kids, were always just really right away like gravitate
Energy,
towards
yeah.
me. So yeah. And but yeah, so I don't know, my sister hasn't been here in a long time, but I think I don't know if she could tell the difference. I think she can. My dogs,
I mean,
I
yeah,
have a
she
different
probably can.
scent.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So growing up in New York, did you start doing comedy there, or did you get an interest in comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I just got interested in comedy about 5 years ago, I think it was. I got
Okay.
divorced. I was on my second divorce, and I
Wow.
really felt like let's see, it was 5 years of 45, and I was just going through this, and I always liked watching it. It was kind of like an escape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
totally.
so I was just kind of like, okay. And I started going to like shows and stuff, just like, the improv and everything. And then I don't know, I just kind of felt like I wanted to find myself, because you're going through this
Yeah.
transition and stuff. And so so I went to my first open mic and I tried it and it was fun, and I've learned a lot over the years, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm still learning,
Yeah,
so
you are.
yeah, and I think I just because I used to be afraid of like getting in front of people, but now I think naturally, like now I've been a teacher for 20 years, so getting in front of people isn't as hard for me,
You
as what
definitely
would have been
seem
in
Yeah,
the
more
past.
comfortable.
that makes
You
sense.
definitely, it shows. It really does.
That
Oh,
makes sense
thank
that like have you been on stage before comedy, or was it just being a teacher kind of on stage?
a teacher in front of the class, even
Mhm.
though I teach, a small group of students, but like I remember I used to karaoke when like I said, I was really shy as a kid, and and then like college, I don't know, I never got in front of people in college, but yeah, I remember I took a speech class in college and I liked doing this. I wrote out the speech I did and I liked that. So, being prepared and everything. Then karaoke, I think after when I got divorced like 5 years ago, I liked being, out there and singing and everything.
Yeah,
Karaoke, that's
good
about it.
time.
But yeah, so I just kind of like, we're lucky in the Bay Area, that there's so much opportunity here to catch open mics.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And to get like as many in one night as you can. There's so
Yeah.
many mics going on all at once, especially if you head over to like San Francisco and Oakland area. There's like a whole cluster of all of them that are easily accessible. So it's so fun, really.
Yeah, there is a lot. You can just go and, hit a couple of them a night. So it makes a difference.
I
It really
agree.
does.
What you
Yeah.
do.
I remember before the pandemic, she would pick me up from work and we would just go to SF or Oakland and hit 2 or 3 a night and then just go
Mhm.
back home.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Super fun. I miss doing stuff like that.
I know.
It was a super good time. Before we get super into the comedy stuff, how did you get interested in teaching? And how did you go down that path? Because that's really interesting too.
Oh yeah. So I've always, I don't know, I've always wanted to teach. When I was younger, I would always play school. You know how you anybody ever did that. They played school and I had a younger sister, so we would pretend she was the student. And I always had to be the teacher, my sister said. And so, we would and then like
So cute.
I always babysat, with my first job. I was 11 years old when I started babysitting. Talk about child labor. No, I was just always really responsible. So I used to babysit at age 11 and, you know, and then of course I worked at restaurants when I was in high school. And then, I don't know, I wanted to do like elementary, but then, I felt like it's a huge classroom, you'd have like 30 kids. And I remember in high school, I would help out across the street from our high school. I would help out the elementary school. And like the last 2 years of school, during the school day, I had a study hall. So I went over there and I would help prep stuff and everything. And so I really liked that. And I loved school at that age. You know what I mean? Elementary, middle school, I didn't really like, but so then I went to studied early childhood education for like preschool for infant up to like 4 or 5. And I got that degree. And I really like that, but it's so hard to, find work and, stuff like that because they don't pay preschool teachers enough. They don't at all. It's terrible. So then I did like an internship at a special ed classroom. So I liked that because it was a small environment.
Oh yeah.
And I thought this is kind of good, because you don't have 30 students. And, I'm glad I went the route of special ed and, and then plus I've always been kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a helper.
Yeah.
And sometimes over the years, it kind of takes its toll. I've taken better care of myself. So I'm not always helping all the time, taking care of myself first.
Good.
But, so let's see, yes, I did that internship. And then I was kind of like, I kind of like the special ed. So then I transferred to Buffalo State into their special ed program. And I like it. I still enjoy it. I worked with adults when I first moved out to California. And I like working with the adult population because there's such a need.
Yeah.
And it's fun to help develop job skills for the clients,
And they need trusty people like
They need,
you.
right,
They
'cause
need people like you.
there's a lot of people in that system that take advantage.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
was gonna say about the special needs class. Okay, so if you go to like say third grade, right? And there's 30 kids in there, it's kind of the same thing. Every kid's kind of equal. It's kind of just overall the same. But like in a special needs class, it's a much smaller class, but every student kind of needs a different level of care, I guess. And so I think that you're an amazing giving person. And so that's a really good place for you to be in life.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I really, and I've been doing it 26 years, but teaching for 22. So I really like, I mean, in the beginning, I was very much not taking care of myself, give. And then they always talk about giving yourself oxygen first and then giving it to the person you're helping.
Right. Because if you can't breathe, you can't help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just probably in the last, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7
5 years.
years.
I was gonna say since your divorce.
Yeah, I think it is since my divorce, because I would just go, I mean, I always liked my job, but just work, 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 and
Yeah,
and be, trying to save the marriage. And so, but
right.
yeah,
And that's
so
work too, and stressful,
yes, it
Wow.
is.
right? And the comedy is more like a stress reliever. It's kind of more like complete opposite of your work,
Mhm.
You don't have
Yep,
to worry about anybody but yourself, and you go out there and you just make people happy, and that's it. You don't have to worry about other people.
exactly, exactly. It was kind of like it's like a hobby, but I mean, I do enjoy, I enjoy producing shows. I enjoy like, because it's a lot of like what teachers do. And if you plan stuff
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you like put, you know, finding people and then bring whatever. And I'm a nerd because I love seeing people on stage, bringing them up there and seeing them have this
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
moment.
too. I do. I love. I,
I
I love
wouldn't call that a
hosting.
hobby. I feel
Yeah,
like that's when you put your heart into it. When you
yeah,
care
Yeah,
about it that much, that's putting your heart into it. And whether your intention is to become famous or
oh
any
yeah,
of those things, that really isn't as important as how much effort and energy and heart you
yeah.
put into your production and the things that you're putting out there. So I mean, maybe you believe it's a hobby thing, but I
Right.
really see you putting so much time, and time is irreplaceable. You can't
Oh,
get that
thank
back.
you.
That's
yeah,
a big investment, and you invest a lot.
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. That's so sweet,
Absolutely.
Athena. I enjoy it. I mean, I don't, it's hard, because I do have a full-time job, and at the
Yeah.
beginning of the school year, I said, okay, I gotta take a little break here so I can focus on my work more, as far as I'm working long hours and everything. But I don't know, it's got to be very difficult when somebody's doing this for their livelihood.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it. I mean,
Mhm.
it becomes
Right.
more of a job then. I don't know. I mean,
Well, I
it's a hard
mean,
thing.
there's people who, they work at it, 8 hours a day or whatever. They put like, so
Oh,
much
yes.
into it. Like they treat it like
Yeah.
people treat it like a job. I was listening to an interview with a wrestler, and he was
Oh,
saying how, there's X amount of chance of making it, right? A very small percent chance of making it. But
oh,
he said, but I feel like I increased my chances because I put 8 hours a day into it, and I treated it as my career before I was even, big.
Mhm.
oh, that's true. You have to treat it like, yep.
But the thing is money, right? Can you do that? Can you quit your job and do comedy every day? I can't, And so
No.
that's the thing is, I mean, maybe someday we can,
Yeah.
but right now we're not really in a situation where we can do that. But yeah, there's people
Yeah.
that go out there, like they live in their cars in LA, and they just sleep in their car, and they go to open mics, and they don't have bills, so they don't have a job. They don't need a job, and they make money off of comedy, and those people become famous. I've heard so many famous comedians talk about they lived in their car for
Yeah.
3 years while they were in LA or whatever.
Yeah. Like, I think Jim Carrey, I remember he was somebody that lived in his
Yeah.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
believe it.
mean, it could happen, I mean, it's scary to live in your car.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree definitely. The thing is like, I mean, that's what they were doing because they didn't want a job to hold them back in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of, I mean, it's a hustle, and I
True.
see the comedians that are doing it for their livelihood, and I'm just like, wow, it's competitive too.
Yeah.
When you're doing it like that, it's a
Where
hard.
did you said, oh, I got interested in comedy. I went to the open mic. Do you remember your first open mic? Where it was?
Okay. Yeah, actually, I was actually not in California. I was in New Jersey. I
Oh.
was
Oh.
I was dating this guy. He's from here, but then he moved to New Jersey. Anyways, and I actually have a joke about him, but I won't say who it is.
Okay.
The anti-vaxxer, that's what it was.
Okay.
And so, but he was a comedian. I don't think he does it anymore, but I went to go see him one week during Thanksgiving break, and he said, you should try it, get up there. So, I tried it, and it was actually a lot of people. It was a lot of people.
Wow.
It was like a restaurant bar thing, and there must have been at least 20, 30 people there. And I don't know, I felt great. I felt a little bit nervous, but I just kind of got up there and did it.
That's wonderful.
That is
I
really
think I had the
impressive.
recording somewhere.
Do you
Some,
were you like, how did you feel when you after you did it the first time?
oh, I was shaking, and they're like, are you
Oh.
nervous? I'm like, no, I'm not nervous. I felt good. I felt really good. But I look at my, sets that I have now that I'm really, I really, I've obviously shortened my, my set and kind of like, cut the
Trim the
fat
fat.
out. But
Yeah,
back then I
trim the
had a
fat.
lot more of the fat in there, and I'm like, oh gee, I don't want to watch.
Some of that fat gives flavor.
Hey, 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 hey. How did you get into the Bay Area comedy scene? Were you just dating the guy and he kind of helped you find places, or like did you know somebody else, or how did you kind of start getting comedy in the Bay Area?
Well, the thing is that, people had told me there's this website called Bad Salva. Have you heard of that? Bad
No.
Salva? And they list all the open mics, poetry, comedy,
Is it
music.
still around?
I think let's see.
I should go
That's
look at that.
yeah. So
I write poetry.
you do.
Yeah, there
I
was a
can see
man from
it.
Nantucket. Oh,
Oh my
never
See if
mind.
it's still.
goodness.
I'm just kidding. I don't write
So
poetry.
I looked on there, and they had them all.
I love your
What's
shirt.
the world's largest open mic list, and then
Oh,
they have them in Canada. They have them all over.
that's incredible. I should take a look at that.
Yeah, let's see if they have the San Jose. I know some of them need to be updated. And I think so when I came back here, I think that I did I think I actually did the Britannia Arms one on
Downtown San
South
Jose?
Pienza.
Oh, your Britannia Arms.
Yeah. Back then it was a mixed open mic. And
Wow.
they don't really have it. Let's see. Oh, Britannia Arms Cupertino, 8 o'clock p.m. Thursdays. Oh, somebody had listed me in here. My open mic.
Oh, that's
Really?
cool.
And
It
then
was
they
me, by
have,
the way. It was me.
Oh my goodness.
it was you all.
Yeah, I submitted your
Drink
open mic.
shops on here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I did that one, and it was really nice because they were, the people who were doing the open mic, it was music and comedy or anything, and the two guys were really nice. They're like you, and so I felt good. I felt like, I could go up there. And then I remember going to Cafe for Scotty, and that was great.
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember I
Love
was
that
just,
one.
I really didn't talk to anybody. I mean, Jorge was always nice, like, hey, Jorge, but I was kind of like shy about hanging out and
Oh my
everything.
gosh, me too.
Athena was
Yeah.
too. I got her to be social in comedy.
Because when I first started out, my friends would go with me and then they would just like shoosh me away after my set. So I didn't get to
Yeah.
hang around or socialize
yeah.
or anything.
And then we started kind of like hanging out together, and I started
Aw.
going to the comedy shows, and then she would leave with her friends still, and I would stay at the bar till like
Uh-huh.
1 o'clock in the morning, or whatever, and just talk to all the comics and hang out with all the comics.
See, that's fun, right? You get to
Yeah.
know people and you network,
Absolutely.
because you have stuff in common. I remember, I think because I would always leave because I have to go to, I have to get up in the morning or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Plus I was kind of shy. I'm like, Cafe for Scotty was so nice though.
It was
the Bay
really
Area
nice.
is really good. We're lucky here,
We are.
the South
I love
Bay.
San Jose. Yeah, the South Bay.
I mean, I
San
don't know, San
Jose.
Francisco, I've been up there. They're nice. And
I love
Santa
it too. I love San Francisco. I love Oakland, but like I just have so much love for the San Jose
Hell
scene,
yeah, dude.
the places and the people, and that's my
It's the
place.
hometown.
That's my home.
It's
You
the
know,
hometown.
I used to just take light rail to take the bus, whatever, anywhere I wanted to go.
Oh yeah.
But we
Hey,
love you
so
guys.
we met you over Zoom during the pandemic, and
Yes.
we're one day. I know you know about this. We were watching Athena's set. I recorded Athena's set at the last Frascati open mic, and
Yes.
in the video, we see a person that we had never met before. We saw you sitting there cheering her on, and that was super awesome. That was crazy.
We loved it. And I was so
Aw.
happy because you laughed. I'm like, I made her
Of
laugh.
course I laughed.
We didn't know
I
you at
remem-
the time.
Yeah, I remember you went up there and I was like, oh, they're husband and wife. Like, she's so funny, and say, I think you went up there too, Sam.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
performed that night too.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
such
it was
a-
so packed.
It was such a party. Everybody
Oh, and the tacos
everybody
outside.
was there. All the San Jose comics were there. It was almost like a funeral in a way.
Oh, I
Just
know.
how you see people, everybody gets together, everybody like it's a social like thing, and everybody's talking about memories, and it was a good time. It was a good time. It really
Was it 5 years, 5 or 6 years it was around?
It was 19. How long did it last?
Yeah.
Or when it happened? How long ago it happened?
5 or 6 years, I think.
I don't know. I have no idea. Something like that. Yeah.
I know, it was
And
a
there was
nice
even for Scotty
community.
before Jorge, because I remember when Victor Cruz was running it, Victor Cruz
Oh,
Oh
Perez, he was
yeah.
running it for a while too. And so they've been doing it for a long time at Frascati.
Mhm.
yeah, it was fun. And, I remember, I don't know, I just was kind of shy. And then Zoom happened. It was great. I loved,
Yeah.
it really
For
helped me
yeah.
survive the whole, the shelter in place.
Yeah.
You guys were so busy during Zoom,
We
doing
were,
the
man.
shelter
We
in
were doing
place.
everything. We were doing shows, we were on shows. It was just so much fun. We were just tons of people, lots of laughs. It was a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, that was what was important to us is one, being able to foster community and other people to
Yeah.
make them not feel alone
Yeah.
or
Yep.
that they don't have like, oh, it was like, what? We would stay up so late and people would just jump into the Zoom and
I
hang
Have us
remember.
out.
hangouts almost every night. We would host hangouts almost every night.
Aw.
And then so I sit here sometimes and I go, all my Zoom people deserted me, but then
Oh,
at the same time I think, you know what, we were there in a time, Barry,
Hi,
we were
Barry.
there at a
yes.
time when people really needed us. And like, even
Yes,
if people kind of are moving on with their lives, they're doing more in-person things,
Yeah.
they still remember us and we're still in their hearts, and if we need them, they'll be there.
And they're doing better.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's so true. I remember just seeing people and, just having that. It was, and I wish I could go back to that
Well,
sometimes. You
what
know what I
about
mean?
teaching for you on Zoom? What was that like?
Oh, oh, it was very hard. I can't believe we all made it through everything. It was very, very hard. It was because I teach special ed, so we had to learn Zoom, and then we had to learn
Right.
all the how to teach on Zoom with the technology. Just and but the best thing was just seeing my students. We had to do 1 hour of live Zoom because it's hard for our students to be on there all day.
Yeah.
And then we would have to post like 2 hours worth of work on our classroom dojo. I mean, it's a classroom, and I'm like,
You like the
just
assignment
learning
website or
so
whatever?
much information,
Yeah.
you know. And I loved seeing my students and having that sense of community, but that was really fun. And then but it was hard. It was really hard because it was just like, it
It
is
was hard,
piling
yeah.
more and more. And you know what? I don't know, because I know people think that, oh, the pandemic, everything's, got back to normal. Schools are
Oh
okay.
my
Kids
gosh,
are okay.
no.
People are okay. We're not okay. I think there's a
No.
lot of people that the pandemic was really hard on kids and adults.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
know
I
firsthand
feel like the pandemic did cause like a lot of like depression in kids, because
trauma. I
That's
feel like we
trauma's
collectively
a
went
good,
through a
even
trauma.
adults, right? We all kind of had a
yes,
collective trauma, but I feel like you and I as adults can process it better than a 14 or
yes,
15-year-old teenager
Yeah.
can.
And
yeah,
we
or a
saw that with our
10-year-old,
own children.
Yeah, we saw
And
that, in our own house,
Our kids
because
were
yeah, I
going
mean,
there's
through
I
like
teenagers.
the
just
difficult part of it too. So it was hard to go, wow, I've never experienced this kind of like thing before. And I have to be strong enough for these younger people or the people that I'm responsible for and tell them,
yeah,
hey, I don't even know if it's going to be okay, but it might be okay. So are you
yeah,
okay?
Yeah. I mean that, yeah.
yeah,
And then on top of that, there was parents were sitting with their kids on Zoom, right, all day and stuff. So it was really hard for them too. So
yes.
it was kind of just a collective like
Yeah. So
toughness.
our hearts go out to you, especially as
Oh,
teachers. But I
thanks.
think,
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
I'm not sure if it like is for special ed, but I think being able to see you consistently and being able to do their schoolwork also help them to have some kind of consistency,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
who knows what it would have been if they didn't even have the Zoom for you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
And
so
the
happy
one
they
thing
had
that
that.
I was just concerned about when it first happened, I was like, God, am I going to be able to get these students on Zoom? I
Oh,
mean,
Right.
right.
because a lot of my students, the parents didn't even have a working email or computers.
Oh
And,
wow.
the schools district was really good about sending like, Chromebooks and
Yeah.
the
Oh
internet
wow.
Yeah.
hotspots. I was very impressed. And I was very impressed with the families because, some of the families that, been able to get their kid on. But the one thing I always struggled with when it was hard is like, am I doing enough? I feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel like am I doing enough? And just try the best I can, but yeah, after we came back in person, there were a lot, they were giving the students a lot of mental health services.
Oh,
There was a social
wonderful.
worker there,
Oh, that's good.
Wonderful.
for that. And I do believe that depression and anxiety went up. It's still
Yes,
going up. It's still like
absolutely.
an after effect of it, because there was,
Yeah.
people talk about learning loss. Well, I think, I don't really know. I don't know the studies or anything, but, we tried the best we could, and
And
then,
the thing about that too is like, it was kind of the first time we went through that as a nation, as
As
a
this
world.
generation.
That was the first time that we've gone through anything. We've never shut down the NFL. We've never shut down like
oh, that's
professional
right, they
sports.
did.
That was a big deal when they said we're just going to cancel the NBA. That was a big deal, and so nobody knew what we were doing at that, especially in the beginning. So it was just kind of learn as you go.
And
That's
I think
crazy.
you absolutely did enough. I think the
Yeah.
teachers did as much as they could with however they could do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You're the number 2 hero besides the medical people.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I mean, I think I feel for the families having,
Yeah.
I mean, it was just my dog and I would be like, oh, I'm by myself. But, I mean, I got, it's just her and I all the time. And it was okay. I mean, I got through it. And the Zoom thing really helped me though, being able to, be on the comedy things and having, I was able to, run an open mic on Zoom and then doing a woman's show and, just, Zooming my family.
Yeah, one thing about you saying it was just you and your dog. I mean, a few years prior to that, you were going through a marriage that you were struggling to save, right? It was kind of crumbling before your eyes. You didn't have to live through that during the pandemic.
Oh my.
Oh yeah.
Because that would have been hell for you. So you're lucky that you were able to just be you and your dog.
Yeah, I think about the people who are with their, if they were in a marriage or a relationship or a roommate situation when they don't get along and they're with each other 24/7.
We've had moments where we're like, trouble during the pandemic just because of stress and things like that.
It was a stressful thing to go through. And I can't imagine how it was for people that were in a situation where there was danger involved.
Oh, yes.
There was abuse. Like, gosh, I honestly believe that everybody went through like this collective wave of trauma, and it's going to take a lot to get that, rebalanced and put back in, because you have a spectrum of people who have never gone through trauma in their life, and then people that have been through so much trauma, and the pandemic was basically like an introvert's paradise in a way.
That was in Mike.
Oh yeah. There
was a Mike called Introvert's Paradise. Kevin Wong.
I recall.
Oh yeah, well, how is Kevin Wong?
I haven't talked to him in a long time. I have no idea. I imagine good.
Yeah.
I imagine good, but I couldn't tell you.
Give him a shout out.
Hell yeah. We'll have him on the podcast sometime. Him and all his sports bobbleheads.
So Mel, you've been going to different places doing comedy and stuff. Have you like had any like really exceptional experiences in comedy that you want to talk about?
Let me think. Exceptional. Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, as far as myself or other people.
Yeah, like say you were at a show or showcase, or it just made your night feel super magical, like you were just on cloud 9.
Yeah, I mean, there was a show, I can't remember what it was. The flying something or other. It was in Half Moon Bay. It was really fun. It was a Friday, and I rode up with somebody else, and I just felt like the energy was really good, and just being on shows with other people who are your friends or meeting people, it's always and the Santa Cruz has they have a couple ones, I think at what is the names of the ones there? They have the Blue Lagoon. That's fun there.
Yes. I love the Blue Lagoon.
Oh, I love it.
The first time I went up there, I was like scared shitless.
Me too.
I don't, it wasn't because I was intimidated. I just felt like, oh my God, I'm on a stage. Wait a minute, what?
It's a
And I
nice
didn't do
stage
very
though. It's a
well.
nice room.
It is. Yeah, it is. And I got off and I didn't even last 10 minutes. I felt like I was only like 7 minutes. And I just felt like, oh God, that was awful. But then I'm like, I went up there like this week and I was like, God, I just went up there and did it, took it over. And I felt really good. I felt really, really good.
Oh yeah. I love
So I
that
think the
room.
more you do it, the better, the better you feel and stuff. And I'm trying to think what other.
I feel like
Yeah.
whenever I go to the Blue Lagoon, I riff really well for some reason. Like that's a place where I just love riffing. The first time I was there was a sign on the bathroom door that said, this door doesn't lock. And so I was like, I did so many jokes about that. And then I was like, yeah, I went, the bathroom says the door doesn't lock. Hey, in other words, don't take a shit in here, And then I did my whole set. And then at the end of my set, I was like, yeah, so I was in the bathroom taking a shit and this guy walked in. And then I was just, I love riffing. I love riffing there for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a great room. And, it's funny. Figures that bathroom, it's right out. That's right in that little hallway, right?
Yeah, around the corner from the room.
I'm always afraid of when I'm waiting to go up. I'm like, okay, don't look over there accidentally. Right? Don't look over there, right?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not looking. And I kind of want to look and see. They probably won't have me back after that comment.
I'm sure they're not listening. Maybe Jorge. Hey, talk about producing because you've been getting into producing lately.
Yeah. So I like that, and I've told somebody that, I don't have to be the star. I don't have to be like this huge thing. Not that I'm even close to being a star, but, I like, I like hosting and I like producing things. So of course, over the pandemic, over the shelter in place, I did the Funny Ladies Power Hour, myself and Cynthia, and that. We did women's shows. We did all women once a week on Thursdays. Was it Thursdays? I think it was Thursdays. We did, we had 4 women perform, and we raised money for women in comedy. We had a GoFundMe page. We raised $1,700.
Wow.
And we were able to pay the women
incredible.
who performed on our show. And that was good. I really enjoyed that. That was really like a magical thing. You know what I mean? To me, that was like, and then like having women from all over, that was really fun.
Yeah.
And then from LA, they were on, and I don't know. And like, I still see some of the people on Facebook, and it's just kind of cool seeing different people and seeing what they're doing in their careers. Mm-hmm. And that, I remember just feeling like it was just so like, oh gosh, I have this show I have to do. I think it was a good time to do it during the shelter in place. It gave me something to focus on besides my job. And I had the time and, just seeing people, and that was a really big thing. And then I did I do an open mic at the Britannia Arms, and I enjoyed that. I enjoy going in there, and
every Thursday at 8 p.m. in Cupertino.
South Dianza. Yeah. So, and I remember when I was doing I did an open mic during the shelter in place. I did it on was it Tuesdays? I think it was open mic, and
I remember that. So, I do remember it. I think it was Tuesdays.
Yeah. I just remember I always felt like, okay, I'm okay doing it on Zoom, but if I have to do it in person, I'm a little nervous about, in a bar and, stuff like that. Yeah. So, but you know what, when I felt like just doing the open mic on Zoom really taught me a lot, and I felt confident. And then like doing the women's show, I'm like, I could do this. So I went to the Britannia Arms, and I always liked going there, and they were looking for something like that because, the business is always hard after the shelter in place.
Yeah.
So I felt good. And you know what? I feel like sometimes I help out with the Off the Hook mic on Tuesdays.
Nice.
In Campbell. So I do feel like hopefully, I think this is true. We look out for each other. The other comics look out for each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially in the Bay Area. I feel like especially the Bay Area comedy is like a big family. There's also people that are jerks, but for the most part, like Bay Area comedy is a big family, and everybody kind of looks out for each other.
Mm-hmm. What helps too is that, at the Off the Hook, we rotate hosts. So there's like 4 of us. So, we kind of talk, we kind of look after each other. And if we can't do it, somebody else does it. And then like, if we have to make a decision, we kind of all make it together. And we kind of have some, things about, just kind of guidelines. And then like for my open mic, I think it's always good to share it with somebody,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
and like if I can't do it, so then, I don't know, you just get different set of eyes too, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
You
you
probably
don't
have
feel like
different styles too.
Yeah, every host kind
oh,
of brings their own vibe to the show. And so
yeah,
it's always good to have a different feel
Stays fresh.
every once in a while. Absolutely. That's good. How long have you been
yeah.
hosting? How long have you been hosting at the Brit?
I think it's a year now. I think it's been a
Wow.
year.
That's
Yeah.
Congrats.
awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy it. They're nice there and everything, and they support me. They support what I do. They like what I do.
Hell yeah.
And I feel they got my back. That's the one
Hell
thing. I know some
yeah.
places. I know some places I don't know. There are probably some places they don't support the open mic,
Yeah, we've been there.
comedians or
We've been
something.
there.
But you've been there doing
Yeah,
that.
our first show was kind of a place that wasn't really supporting what we were doing. I mean, they were, but they weren't. It was just a weird situation.
The first thing they did was fire our PR
The first thing
person.
they did was it was a restaurant, and the first thing they did was fire my cousin, who is like
What?
the biggest people person you'd ever meet, and she could have gotten every single person that ate at that restaurant to come to the show. She could have talked people in the door all week long.
She got a lot of people to be at
Wow.
our opening, our first
Yeah,
one.
she filled up our first show. She packed that place just by talking to people because she worked
She's
there. She
very
lived in the area,
Oh, so she
charming.
worked there and they fired. Oh my
and they
gosh.
fired her for no reason.
And
Anyway,
we're
that's a
like,
long story.
oh,
But
yeah.
that basically killed our show because we didn't live in
You
the
hear
area.
that crying? That is very
Oh
crying
my
right now.
goodness.
Poor baby.
Poor dog. She's being tortured.
You mean lady. Hey, before we go though, like you talked about producing and things, but what about your women's show that you do in person?
Oh yeah. So I've done. I started it at the Brit, and it's called Women's Monthly, and I've done 2 shows so far. I know Athena was on one of them. It was really good to have her. Yeah, and so I was gonna do one in September. Did I do one in August? I think it was one. August is the one you did. I can't remember if you did the August one. I wanted to have a monthly, but sometimes it's just so hard, especially at the beginning of the school year. So I kind of took a little break. So I'm thinking about doing one in October, so trying to get that up and going, and that'll be good. So yeah, it's all women, maybe non-binary too,
Yeah, non-male.
and then I just
basically.
started.
Just kidding.
What's that?
I said non-male, basically.
Right, Sam, not you.
Not me.
Whenever you get it booked and I'll put together, please share it into Hypothetical Comedy Network, and then
Oh, yes.
we'll share it on our Hypothetical Comedy page, and whatever
Cool.
we
Yeah,
can
and
do.
then maybe if it's word free, we'll go hang out, whatever if we can.
Yeah.
It's a
I
good
love it. I would love that. Well, and then I started, I got asked to host the Branham Lounge.
Hell yeah.
first
That's
Sunday.
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
When do you
Thank you.
when do you start? When's your first show?
Tomorrow, right?
This Sunday.
Oh
Sunday.
wow.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. I like that place because it's very unique there,
Very comfy.
and
It
there's
is a
always
very
there's always
nice
people watching.
place. Yeah.
I
Hey,
love
I
it.
do this show online called Dive Bar Comedy. It's kind of a hybrid now. They do some online shows, some in-person shows now. But when they do it online, they ask us to use a picture of a bar as your Zoom background. And the last few times I've done it, it's been the Brenham Lounge.
Oh yes. Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a great background. And the
Yeah,
wallpaper is velvet.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
I love it. It's got a very
It's
unique
beautiful.
feel.
I do like it there a lot. That's awesome though. I'm super excited for you to do the Brenham Lounge show.
Yeah, man.
It's a
Yeah.
nice place.
I feel like they're nice. They're good there, and it's a unique setting. And
And they have security there too, if anything happens.
yes, that's true. They do have security.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of a wild and crazy woman. So
They might need to kick, I know they might need to kick you out of there.
Oh, man.
yes.
But I mean, it's a place where you can definitely feel safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then is Jorge
it's
going to be co-producing with you like you did with?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I
that's
love
cool.
Jorge. He's
Wonderful.
great.
So, and he's always good to have around because he's very smart.
Hell yeah.
He's very comedy smart.
yes, he
Yeah,
is.
Jorge.
Yes.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mel, for hanging out with us. It's been really fun talking to you.
Hell
It
yeah.
was great talking to you too.
You before you go, plug your social media. Where can people find you and find all your cool stuff?
Um,
Oh wait, I'm
you
sorry.
can find me on Instagram. What?
Do you have any like upcoming things, any projects you're working on?
Yeah, well, on Sunday, which is tomorrow Sunday,
This
right?
won't be up before
Um,
tomorrow.
That's okay. The first Sunday of every month in Branham Lounge at 8 o'clock, I'll be hosting and producing the comedy show. So you'll see me there. And then I'll be there the second Sunday helping out Jorge with his at Branham Lounge, his show. And then the open mic every Thursday at 8. And Off the Hook, once a month I'll host that. And my Instagram is Melanie Loves This.
Melanie loves
Woo.
this. Hell yeah. Awesome. And you can find me at Funky Sam Medina on Instagram.
Yay.
Oh, and you can find me at She Shines For You on Instagram, Twitter, and Athena Rodriguez Comedy on Facebook.
Hell yeah. And Hypothetical Comedy on everything else we do. Well, thank you
Yay.
very much, Mel. It was
Love
been
it.
super awesome talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay,
man,
good to you.
thanks.